During the pandemic, millions of people had to work from home, and hybrid working has gradually become the new normal. But at the same time, employers have become increasingly concerned that if they allow employees to work from abroad, this could lead to the creation of a permanent establishment.
So, what do you mean by permanent establishment?
Well, this is where a foreign company has sufficient presence in a country to be subject to corporate tax liability there. The OECD calls it a fixed place of business through which the business of an enterprise is wholly or partly carried out. Although many countries follow OECD guidelines, each country can interpret them differently, and the tax authorities make a case-by-case analysis based on factual assessment.
And what types of PE exist?
A physical PE, this is something that shows a degree of fixity and permanency. It could be an office, for instance. Then a personal PE, this is where an individual has the authority to sign binding contracts on behalf of the company and regularly exercises this right. And then a services PE, where some double tax treaties talk about services PE to clarify how they will treat services provided by a non-resident company in a foreign country.
So, is every activity done abroad relevant?
Things that are of preparatory or auxiliary character may be disregarded when working out whether there is a PE. These sorts of activities are necessary for the operation of the business, but are not in a main core activity.
Is a home office a permanent establishment?
Well, there is a risk that an employee's home office could be considered as a fixed place of business, which could create a PE. But international case law says that the home office must be at the disposal of the employer. This is a matter of fact and circumstances, but generally speaking, if having the home office is not essential to the employment contract and the employee can sell his or her home or terminate the lease without reference to the employer, then the employer has no power of disposal. But if the employer requires the services to be provided from a home office at a specific address and the employee accepts it, at least implicitly, then the employer does have the power of disposal.
In the new world of work, is anything changing?
During the pandemic, the OECD said that the unique circumstances of the crisis should not lead to the creation of new permanent establishments, and many countries follow that advice. But now COVID has receded, and yet we find people are still working from home. So it remains to be seen how national tax authorities will deal with the changes in the long term. What's clear is that a coordinated approach across nations is needed for the sake of both personal and corporate tax. Meanwhile, we advise employers to take a cautious approach to allowing employees to work from abroad and watch out for international developments.